So in the last video, I was able to make around 35 divines worth of loot by farming Delirium with Breach, Beyond, and Sulphite veins. And in that video, I was able to discover that farming Azurite from Sulphite scarabs plus the mining byproducts notable was actually quite profitable with very minimal investment. Out of the 35 divines made in the last video, 4.5 divines or 13% of the total revenue came from just resonators alone. And this was the result of farming all of the Azurites. In this video, I wanted to go over a Harbinger farming setup that I was testing out in the past 5 days. And this setup includes a strong supplemental source of income from farming Azurites again, with of course the main income stream being farming Harbingers. And you can see down in the screenshot below all of the raw currency I was able to drop from farming Harbingers in these past 5 days. The initial investment for this farming setup cost me approximately 4.5 divines or 935 chaos in total. And you can see over on the right a screenshot of the 50 T16 strand maps that I was able to over sustain from the last video, and a combination of all the scarabs that I purchased in the list to the left. After running the 50 strand maps with the Harbinger setup, I was able to drop 39 divines worth of loot, not including any items worth less than 10 chaos orbs in the filter this time. Unsurprisingly, the most high value items from this strategy included the fracturing orbs and shards that came from the Harbingers, as well as the ancient and orbs of annulment. There were also 4 raw divine orbs that I was able to drop within the 50 maps that I ran, and this time around I decided to test out the potent chaotic resonators instead of purchasing the primitive 1-slot chaotic resonators with the Azurite, and this came out to about 2.1 divines total value, as you can see down here. I will mention that the price of Wealthy Exile given here is a little inaccurate, since I'm pretty sure that these resonators easily sell for approximately 7C each. However, I'll keep the estimations at 4C each due to the fact that it also calculated in the price of simulacrum splinters at 2C each, which I believe to be also inaccurate. And so leaving those two inaccurate estimations from Wealthy Exile inside the calculations kind of offset each other in terms of underestimated value of the resonator and the overestimated value of the splinters. In terms of the total time invested, I broke up these 50 strand maps into 5 sets of 10 maps per set, and I ran 1 set of maps per day. And you can see below that the average time it took me to run each set was about 43 minutes and 55 seconds, and the total time that I spent was 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 34 seconds to run all 50 maps. And with this, we're able to calculate the estimated rates of return. On a per hour basis, I was able to make approximately 11 divines per hour. On a per set basis, 7.8 divines per set. And on a per map basis, I made 0.78 divines per map. And it's also worth clarifying that these rates do not include any liquidation time. However, it is the case that liquidating items is a lot faster now with the in-game auction house system that PoE has implemented. So in conclusion, why should players farm Harbinger? Similar to farming Delirium, farming Harbingers is also a very simple map blasting strategy that yields a lot of XP and raw currency. It also does not involve a timer, unlike Delirium Fog, where players can actually farm at any pace that works for them. It's also a good source of chaos, annulment, and ancient orbs, and high value mirror shards and fracturing shards can also drop as well. And with that, in the next video, I'll be doing a new Harbinger setup where I'll improve upon the scarab setups as well as the strategy for this particular mechanic. I'll be dropping the Azurite farm completely as a supplemental source of income to the strategy, and instead use 3 Harbinger scarabs in place of the Harbinger, Sulphite, and Obelisk scarabs. And I'll also be farming the Belfry map for better divination cards, specifically the Wrath card that I'll be picking up throughout the next set of 50 maps in order to supplement the income further with the chaos orbs that can be received by turning in sets of this card. And so that's all for this video. If you want to know what build I used to farm Harbingers with, it was the Cast When Stunned Self-Ignite Chieftain. You can find the POB for the build in the comments below, as well as the Atlas tree that I used for this video. And if I forgot to mention anything, please by all means let me know about it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today.
choose, no god will answer.